Hey, what's up everyone? This is Seagood. Thank you for joining in because today I'm going to shout out and mention my favorite albums of 2022. Yes, these albums were released this year of 2022 and I'm just thankful for all the bands who create badass music because this year sounded amazing. Yeah, so I'm just excited to share these bands' albums along with the genres because this year we have black metal, post metal. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'll announce the genres later so I can surprise you once I mention the albums. But yeah, you might think my list sound crazy and you could disagree with it, but I don't give a shit because it's my opinion and I feel like these albums hit me in a different way. So if you want to share your favorite albums of 2022, go ahead and comment below. And yeah, I would love to hear your list of your favorite albums of 2022. So go ahead and grab your drink, your snacks, and here are my favorite albums of 2022. But first, I have 5 honorable mentions, and then I will get into my top 10 albums of 2022. These honorable mentions didn't make my top 10 list, but if I had a top 20 or 30, then yeah, for sure they will be in there. My first honorable mention is Endless Dive with their album, A Brief History of Humankind. So this is a very loud, echoey, pumped up post-rock band, which I fucking love. And it just made me feel good and got me hyped. And I think you should give it a listen. So yeah, check that one out. Next, I have a badass death metal band called Father Befouled with their album, A Crown and Veneficum. Dude, this is like fucking gruesome death metal, and it sounds like it was recorded in the 90s. Kind of like, doesn't sound like Cannibal Corpse, but like, you know, somewhere in that quality produce sound in death metal. But dude, it was badass, so I recommend that. Check that out. Alright, next for my honorable mention, I have a band called Rip to Shreds with their album, Jubian. Dude, this album is fucking badass. Like, this is death metal, hardcore, grind, death doom at times, but it was amazing. It's just so fucking brutal and tight, very melodic, and yeah, I just recommend you check that album out. Coming in next is kind of a post-rocky band. This band is called Sownbones with their album, Helpless. This is like ambient post-rock folk. I think it's a member from Holy Fawn, but hey, guess what? Holy Fawn's on this list. And yeah, it just felt like a very good white noise, warmth album. And it helped me and my son get through long days because I have a new baby born and he slept through this album and it's just very calming and soothing. So yeah, but other than that, of my son trying to sleep, this album was just amazing and it's very cool. So I recommend you check that out. Alright, my last honorable mention. Dude, so much fucking death metal. Like, I guess I'm a person just loving death metal. But yeah, we have Lunar Blood with Twilight, Insurgency. Man, this fucking album is brutal, it's badass, it's powerful. Yeah, death metal, a little bit of black metal, grindcore, whatever you want to call it. The drumming is fucking badass. It sounds like a shotgun all the time. It's hitting that snare and it's just like obliterating. So I recommend you check that one out. All right, here we are. Here's my top 10 list of my favorite albums of 2022. And first, I'm going to start with number 10 with a band called Scarcity with their album Aveilut. This is a badass black metal album, something I've always wanted to hear. It's very futuristic, it's experimental, it's droney, and of course a lot of black metal elements to it. This band kind of reminds me of like Helpless with Godspeed You Black Emperor, and everything was just great about this album. So be sure to check that one out. All right, coming in at number 9 is a band called Astronoid with their album Radiant Bloom. Man, this is a badass, like, dreamy thrash metal with soaring shoegaze and black metal. And the blast beats are so fucking badass. They're just never ending. They're relentless. And the singing kind of sounds like old school Cody and Cambria. I don't know too much about Cody and Cambria, but it sounds pretty fucking good, and it's very heroic, and I think you should give this album a try, and I recommend that one. All right, coming in at number 8 is a band called Praise with their album All in a Dream. Now, this is a really cool post-hardcore, hardcore band, and all the lyrics grab my attention. It's very positive, PMA. It makes you feel like you can believe in yourself and do better in life. And all the riffs and melodies are just so catchy and so good. So, yeah, I really enjoy that one a lot, and I recommend that album. All right, coming in at number 7 is a band called Chat Pile with their album God's Country. This album is very unique, extraordinary. It's everywhere. It's kind of new. I never heard this band before until this album. It has like sludge metal, post-punk, post-hardcore, and new wave, and a little bit new metal, because you hear some like corn riffs in there, which sounds pretty crazy. But the singing style is very unique. It's very bipolar. It sounds like Daughters or Isaac Brock from Modest Mouse, and it's a really cool album. So I recommend that one. All right, going to number 6. I have a band called Wormrot with their album Hiss. This is a very fun, extreme, I guess a grindcore album. I don't listen to too much grindcore, but it's a very fun and wacky album, and it's very thrashy, hardcore, very fast paced, and I love all the in there. It's pretty cool, and it just gets you so pumped up and hyped. So I recommend that album. All right, coming in at number 5 is a band called Braid with their album Braid 1. Now, this is a very clean, polished black metal band. indigenous black metal, and it's amazing. It sounds fucking badass. The blast beats are fucking intense or hardcore. There are some doomy and folky elements into it, which is pretty cool. And everything is just great about this album. I think this guy, it's a one-man band, outdid himself, and I hope he gets all the recognition that he deserves. So be sure to check that album out. All right, coming in at number 4 is a band called Gillian with his album Salvation Through Misery. Man, this album is so fucking good. I love screamo, and also like it has a little bit of like black metal into it and hardcore. But this album is very like chunky. It can be sludgy at times. All the screamo elements kind of sound like I guess you could say Frail Body, and also some like guitar riffs like Thursday, which I fucking love and no one does these days. And the singing sounds very raspy, airy, and then the guys' screams are just fucking horrific. And I listened to this album a lot throughout the year, so I recommend this one. So be sure to check that one out. All right, we're here at our top 3. So number 3 is a band called Wiegedood with their album There's Always Blood at the End of the Road. Man, this is like aggressive, intense black metal, and it's just like relentless, never-ending aggression. Just like blast beats, fucking grinding, the screaming. I love how there's like artistic, creative like interludes within the tracks, and the blast beats are just like badass, just so fucking good. It gets you so pumped up. And this album can be kind of evil at times. It just sounds very gruesome, very raw, and I think it's a fucking great album. One of my favorite black metals of all time. So be sure to check that one out. All right, coming in at number 2. If you know me, you know me well. I did a review earlier this year of this band. This is one of my favorite post-rock bands, Russian Circles, with their album Gnosis. Wow, this album is a fucking masterpiece. I love how they brought sludge, progressive metal, post-rock, post-metal. They brought synthesizer into this album. Everything's just great about this album. And it's very chunky. I saw them this year around a few months ago, and they are fucking badass. One of the best bands to see live. And this whole album is just fucking good from beginning to end. I love how the ending has a lot of great post-rock melodies. Like it sounds like This Will Destroy You and Mogwai at the end, but the rest of the album is just fucking lava. It's fucking fire. So be sure to check this album out. All right, for sure, if you know me, then you know me too fucking well, because I've been rocking this shirt the whole time. This is my number 1 album. The band is Wonder with their album Home. Now, this album is a fucking home run. Like, everything's great about it. These guys, I hope they're going to be the next biggest thing in the post-rock food chain. And they're so organic, so original. I love how this album has, like, all kinds of elements of genres into it. Like, for sure you hear, like, the post-rock tones, like Explosion in the Sky. You hear, like, indie rock, like Old School Modest Mouse. You hear the emo tones, like American Football, and then also you hear some post-hardcore, which kind of sounds like At the Drive-In, which I fucking love. And this album is just everywhere. It's very like bone chilling, gives me the goosebumps, makes me feel good, feels like I can do better with my life. And yeah, this album is just fucking terrific. So I recommend you listen to this album if you want to get into like post-rock, because it's fucking badass, and I love it so much. So yeah, this is my number 1, and I hope you enjoy my list. And like I said earlier, if you have a list of your favorite albums of 2022, just feel free to comment below, and I would love to give it a listen. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you like my channel, please subscribe. I think it's cool, in my opinion. And y'all guys have a good holidays and a happy new year. And Godspeed you to 2023. Peace.